Making a factor tree is a useful way for us to see the factors of a number. In this example, we're going to make a factor tree with the number 12. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the number 12 at the top of my tree. Then I have to think of two numbers that multiply to give 12. I don't bother using 1 and 12 because that doesn't break 12 down into its factors. So I think I'll use 3 and 4. 3 and 4 multiply to give 12. Then I have to go down to the next branch. Because 3 is a prime number, I can't factor it any further. So I'm just carrying my 3 down to the bottom branch of the factor tree. But 4 is not a prime number. 4 can be gotten if you multiply 2 by 2. So I show that. I break 4 down into 2 times 2. I'm missing a branch here in my tree, so I bring a branch over and show that it was 4 that was split into 2 times 2. I can test whether my factor tree worked by multiplying the numbers at the bottom and making sure that they result in 12. 3 times 2 is 6, times another 2 is 12. It works. But there can be more than one way to break 12 down into its factors. So let's try doing a factor tree that looks a little different. Another way of getting 12 is to multiply 6 times 2. So I'll put that on the next level of my factor tree. Two is a prime number. It cannot be factored further. So I'm going to carry the 2 down onto the last branch of the tree. But 6 can be arrived at by multiplying 3 times 2. So I'm going to place a 3 here and a 2 here, and I'm going to bring a branch over to show that it is the 6 that broke down into 3 times 2. And then again, I'll test my factor tree. Did it work? 3 times 2 is 6, times another 2 is 12. It worked. Let's try factoring something else. What if we want to try to make a factor tree with the number 5? Well, 5 is a prime number. The only way to get 5 is by multiplying 5 times 1 or 1 times 5. We don't really have to make a factor tree out of a prime number, but we can still show this. I write 5 times 1, and I have to stop because 5 and 1 are both prime numbers. Another thing I can do is I can put the 1 first and the 5 second. We know that with multiplication, it doesn't matter which of the numbers goes first. 1 times 5 is also equal to 5. You do not have to put the 5 first. This is how you make a factor tree.